I'm April Boyman of Lions Breath Counseling,
And I'm Dylan Barn.
and we're going to share a story with you today. It's one called The Rabbit Listened. And first we're going to talk a little bit about why stories. What do you think?
I mean, when I think of stories, like the first memory that comes to mind is my stepdad telling me stories at the foot of my bed when I was a kid. Like, it's such a basic way to take care of each other, and it's like how we learn about ourselves and about the world. It's often our first introduction to language and people and how we make sense of things. Like, it's just such good heart food.
I think too about some of the stories that were read to me when I was little. The Chronicles of Narnia in particular stand out. And just the world is already a magical place when we're young, and having stories that reflect that and take us into places that feel safe, that feel exciting, that spark our curiosity and our love for exploration feels like a really wonderful gift that parents can give to kids.
Yeah, I think stories definitely grab onto that curiosity. And I'm often of the view that curiosity is one of the healthiest mental mind states. Like, if we can hold the space of curiosity, often things are really good. It's easy to appreciate the world and feel engaged and want to grow and learn and do more.
And as adults, both the magic and the curiosity, I think, are something that we can use more of in our lives. Oftentimes, as I'm thinking about my work with clients, there's people who either haven't had stories read to them previously, or if we're working with different parts, we all have younger parts of us that are holding experiences, childhood experiences for us, and letting those parts have this kind of nurturing. That's a really safe way for them to be seen and to be held without necessarily having to dive deep into memories, but have it be kind of a supportive holding environment can be really helpful.
Yeah, it's just kind of a basic nourishment, hearing someone's voice.
So let's dive into the story. This is The Rabbit Listened by Corey Dorfeld. And I want to tell you about the dedications of the publisher. So the dedication says it's for CC, JD, SAF, and everyone rebuilding. And it's published by Barrel Books for Young Readers, a Penguin Young Readers group, in print of Penguin Random House in 2018. So here's the story. Let's see if we can get the pictures on screen there. One day, Taylor decided to build something. Something new. Something special. You can see all the blocks going up. Something amazing. Taylor was so proud. But then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down. Look at that first. The chicken was the first to notice.
Cluck, cluck! What a shame! I'm so sorry this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck!
But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Next came the bear. It's a big bear.
Grrr! Roar! How horrible! I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Grrr! Roar! Grrr!
But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, and so the bear left. The elephant knew just what to do.
Trumpeta! I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were.
But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, and so the elephant also left. One by one, they came. The hyena,
Let's laugh about it.
the ostrich,
Cool. Let's hide and pretend nothing happened.
the kangaroo,
Tisk tisk, what a mess. Let's throw it all away.
And the snake.
Shh. Let's go knock down someone else's.
But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually, they all left. And Taylor was alone. In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body. Together they sat in silence until Taylor said,
Please stay with me.
The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to build again.
I can't wait.
Taylor said.
It's going to be amazing.
The end. That's one of my favorite stories, and it's one that my clients request almost more often than any of the other stories that we read.
Why do you think that is?
I think there's something just so powerful about being given space and permission just to feel what you're feeling and to have your own timing with your own process. And I think it's really easy as people who are on the outside to want somebody not to feel bad and to want somebody to get on with the process of rebuilding. And I feel like this book just really gives permission for people to take their time and do it their own way. I love that.
I love that Taylor doesn't even notice the rabbit until the rabbit comes in and feels the bunny all snuggled up next to him. Like, I think it's such a powerful form of listening. It's like touch. Sometimes we just want a hand on the back or like a handhold and like that can just open up so much for people. Because there's no expectation. It's like you can just speak or do anything in that space. And I'm just still here.
I think one of the other things I really love about this book is there's so many things that are universal about it, like the experience of the dark birds coming in and knocking down the construction.
Something happened.
It could represent anything, right? It could be, a childhood experience, or it could be an adult experience, any kind of experience of the unexpected, coming and bringing some level of grief or darkness or something into our lives that we didn't want. And then the whole question of how do we work with that. The other thing I really loved about the book is that Taylor doesn't have any pronouns.
Sweet.
So we don't actually know how Taylor identifies, and it's just part of the book. It's just
Taylor could be anybody.
Taylor could be anybody. Could be all of us.
Yeah. It's really sweet. I love too, I feel like I run into this with a lot of people, like, sometimes somebody feels sad or angry or like has some hurt and they don't want to let it out because they're already like saying that's not how they really feel. It's like, Taylor at the end, as the rabbit listens, is like, plans to throw everything away. He plans to like smash other people's stuff, but then those really aren't the things he takes action on. Like, he's just taking the action of expressing. And then once he's been able to express, he decides he wants to build. And like, that's really what matters. That he needs to have those expressions before he can get there. I think that's important.
I like that the rabbit doesn't get stuck on any one of those things being the final answer. It's just like there's room for it, and although it's welcome, and then eventually Taylor moves through and gets to the point of being ready to rebuild.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Really lovely.
So we hope that you'll take a little bit of this permission for yourself to just let yourself feel